Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. We are back with another episode of Lessons with Lindsey Live. It is me, Lindsey A of VA. Today, I have a super special guest. Oh, I love her so much, and you are going to love her too. Let me introduce to you Miss Melissa Daughtry. Hello, hello.
Oh my goodness. Hey y'all.
Hey, girl.
Yay.
Please tell the people who you are and what you do.
Well, hello everybody. My name is Melissa Daughtry. I am owner and operator and full-time professional makeup artist as of today of Cabode Artistry. I've been a makeup artist for the past 6 years. I have narrowed down my niche all the way down to creating timeless looks for the everyday woman and the businesswoman. So I just level up um, a woman's look. I specialize in clean, timeless beauty, and I want to stress that. I'm not a cut crease makeup artist. I'm not a glitter makeup artist. I can do those things, but that's not my lane. So I've been doing this for 6 years, and I am officially, as of 12 o'clock this afternoon, full time. So yes, I'm
Yes.
also, and girl, I'm so excited. I don't know what to do. I'm also a wife of 13 and a half years to Mr. Andre Daughtry, and
Yes.
I am super mom to the little love of my life, Andre Jr.
Yes. I love it. Now, if you know me, you know I have a real sister. I do. But I also have a whole tribe of big sisters that look
Yes,
out for me, that support me, that encourage me, that do all the things that sisters should do. And
true.
Lissa is one of my sisters. So I am so honored to have you here, to talk to you, to chat it up. First of all,
First
girl,
of
you
all,
out here being a full-time entrepreneur.
who,
Congratulations.
who me? Who
Right.
me? You me? You me?
That's you, girl. I saw Melissa on Granby Street. She pulled on the side of the road. She was like, "Yeah, my last day is coming up here real soon. So after that, we're gonna have to get together." I was like, "Last day where? Where you going?" She's like, "I'm doing this."
I'm
I'm
doing
so proud
this.
of you.
Thank
I'm so proud of
you. It's been a long time coming. It's
you.
been
It
a
had,
long time coming.
but you have been patient. You have been diligent. You have been
Yes.
doing the thing. I remember meeting you. I remember meeting you, and you were working with my sister, and she needed some extra hands, and she called you to come out. We were doing the set of Art of Love when I was
Yep.
doing that movie,
Yes.
and you came, and I was like, okay, she cute. She out here, and I feel like we had come into each other a couple of times prior to that, but we had never really talked. That was the first
Right.
time we went back and forth, and I don't remember when we came like this, but at one point we became like this, and I was like, "This is
Yeah.
my sister." So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the
Sure.
journey. Let's talk about the 6 years. How did you get started in the makeup business?
Well, it's a funny story because this wasn't makeup artistry wasn't my thing. It wasn't something that, a lot of makeup artists you hear, oh, I've been doing this since I was 14, oh, I've been doing this since I was 20. No, I got started right after I had AJ. I was 32 when I had AJ, and I started when I was 33. So, or I started playing around with it when I was about 33. And I made a decision to go ahead and do it when I was about 34. I was helping out another friend with her business. I was an event planner before and realized, yeah, that's not my lane. That's not what I wanted to do. Now I did it assisting another event planner in her vision. I did that. I was like, okay, and I loved it, honey, baby. I could eat up a bow. I could tear up a bow, put on the back of a chair, honey. I was head of the bow ministry.
Damn. Listen.
Yeah. So I did that. I was helping out another makeup artist. I was on her team, and we had like a glam squad, if you will. And so it was me. It was another. She was the other makeup artist. We had another makeup artist in training, but she also specialized in fashion and we had a hairstylist, but her niche was braiding. And we did this. And so she built a team over the course of a couple of years throughout that time. And I just had this weird, wild idea to what'll happen if I branch off myself. And so
Mm.
I never really, um, I kept playing with that idea. And I came up with the name Cabot Artistry. And so I just kept playing with it until I started to feel uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, I'm gonna try this. And so I stepped away from that, and it was slow. What, one client uh, every 6 months maybe. Me practicing. You could go back and pull up some photos of 2014, 2015 of unblended eyeshadow and pretend cut creases and blending and all of that stuff. And I just had so many people go, Melissa, yay! And I was just like, I'm doing something. And so I
I'm good.
started seeing these, girl, I'm out here in these streets, all right? And then I started seeing all these big names, and I was just like, oh my God, okay, I need to get to this level. And from there, I had a hunger to want to just learn. So it was hard because I was getting all of my teaching from this other makeup artist. And so it was hard because I was makeup fi makeup fraternity incorporate sorority incorporated of and the grad chapter of YouTube University. And and so I watched a few of those, and I still had the training that she has given me as well. That was still something learning how to put on full face, making sure everything is blended and stuff like that. So she taught me, Casey taught me, and branching off, I didn't have any education, so I had to pull from somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I started investing in classes. My first class, I think I spent $300. It was my first investment,
Wow.
and that was Beat Face Honey. And I want to say 2016, maybe. Ever since I took that class, I kept going up. And then I took JT. She's a well-known makeup artist here in 757 of Rated Pretty Girl Artistry. And I
Yeah.
spent, right, and we were in that class.
We
We were in
were.
that
Yep.
class.
I was the
Yes,
model.
she was the model, guys. Jelana, who I call Juju. So if you hear me reference Juju, that's what I'm talking about. Jelana Brene, who was my boo. I called her. I'm going to spend the money for this class. I'm going to scrape up all that I have. And I
Mm-hmm.
started booking clients left and right. And all of a sudden, it went, it just skyrocketed. And it was just crazy. After teaming up with Jelana and I was assisting her, I was assisting Candace. Oh my goodness, I assisted so many makeup artists. I was just so hungry. I was willing to be a servant just
Yeah.
so I can just put me in there, coach. I got it.
Yeah.
And Jelana ended up becoming my coach. I was like, please help me because I don't know what I'm doing. And ever since then, Cabot Artistry is
But
reaching limits.
that's so important. Like, we all want to start at the top. Like, we want to
Yeah.
start doing the thing. And it's like, you can't always do that. It's not always possible. You need to learn something. You got to have some kind of base. And you took it like, let me serve, let me help, let me
Yeah.
assist, let me just watch you do the thing. And then I'm going to replicate what you do. And, I never saw you move in a way that was like not confident. Like, you always, you worked. You focused on what you were doing. Like, I remember you being at that makeup class, and I remember you, like, I rarely saw you look up. I rarely saw you interact. You weren't saying it. You were focused on what you were doing. And if you had questions,
I
you
was
was like,
scared.
question right here. How you do that? Can we go back to this? And can you, and like, I remember specifically you were standing there and you were looking at your model's face, and you stopped, and I feel like you got down on yourself for a second. And someone came, it wasn't JT, it was her friend who was their assistant. I can't remember his name.
Yannick
Yes.
Branson.
He said something to you, and you were like, Yep. Okay. Yep. That's it. And you went right back to work and right back to doing the thing. And that is so important. Like when you learn it, accept the fact that you're learning.
Yeah.
And accept the fact that you're going to continue learning. It's not like I'm going to learn the things now and I'm going to be good. No. As life progresses, as trends change, as things become popular, fads come in and out, you have to continue. It's a continuous education of whatever it is that your niche is. And I've always watched how you move. Even when you've done my makeup, like you talk through the whole process. And I don't know if you're talking to me or if you're talking to yourself, but like you're very mindful of the things that you're doing. And I think that that's so important. Like sometimes people do things and it's just like for the money. It's just because I know I'm good at it. And it's not, I want this to be good. With makeup and with things in the beauty industry, I think it's so important that you all take your time because you're transforming people. And you're changing their lives. Even if that 1 minute, like I know with Lana, she does bridal makeup. Like that's an important day. That's a day that you're not going to forget. And it's got the pictures and all the things to remember. And so you know you want that makeup to be flawless. You know you want it to be on point. So I'm saying all that to say that I see you, sis. I see your growth. I've seen your evolution. Like I've seen you from being doubtful and unsure to like, yeah, I got that. Come get this work. I got you. It's going to be clean. It's going to be right. It's going to be what you need it to be, like all the things. So I'm completely here for your evolution. And I've seen it firsthand. And I'm just honored that I was even able to be front and center with my popcorn. Let's talk about prior to the full-timeness.
Sure.
Let's talk about the juggle. Because a lot of people feel like, you know, if you work a 9 to 5, then you're not a real entrepreneur or you a part-time entrepreneur. I'm like, no. I'm full-time, 9 to 5, full-time entrepreneur, full-time mom. I'm all the full times because I do this all day, every day. How was that? How was that juggling working a 9 to 5 and pursuing the makeup artistry?
I am the first to tell anyone it is very hard. I'm not going to sit here and glamorize working at a 9 to 5 totally. I'm not going to glamorize being a full-time entrepreneur totally. I'm not even going to glamorize juggling the two because wherever you are, wherever your purpose leads you, it is a journey. And in that process, if I was to walk from Virginia to California, I'm going to hit some terrain.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be some wild beast out there trying to get me for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
The weather is going to be bad. It may be great some days. I might be able to go 500 miles with no issue. I bet you at the 501st mile, something is going to pop off. It is. I'm okay. Okay. We're gonna say that. We're gonna say it. If you are coming down on someone who is working a 9 to 5, totally shame on you. If you are coming down, right? If you're coming down on someone who is doing both and they're juggling being a full-time employee and being a full-time employer for themselves, and you're coming off on them sideways, shame on you.
Yes.
And if you are an entrepreneur who feel like this is the best thing out here and blah, 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 and it's easy, shame on you. Because
don't lie to the folks.
No one is greater than the other person.
Yeah.
Being a janitor is just as honorable as being a pastor.
Mm-hmm.
Being a pastor is just as honorable as someone bussing tables. And someone bussing tables is just as honorable as someone coming home like me and doing this thing full time.
Yeah.
That's it. That's point blank, period.
Most deaf.
Okay.
Everyone's journey is different, okay? Just because I grew up in entrepreneurship. I'm not going to say I didn't have a choice because I did. I would have been supported either way. But I've seen it for so long that I knew from a very early age that's me. That's my life. That's what I to. And every job that I had at one point or another, even like 16, I'm like, ugh. You know, like I was be excited to get the job. I can work the job. Then I like this could be done so much better. This could be so much more efficient. Why do we do this when we could do this? And I'm like, oh, okay. And that for me, it was like an aha moment. It was like, jobs don't fit you because they're not supposed to fit you. You don't, you can't find a job that fits, that feels comfortable, that feels like you're doing all the things because it's not meant to work. Right. And that doesn't mean that I'm gonna knock the person working the 9 to 5, or I'm gonna knock the person doing both. Because I mean, I've done full-time entrepreneurship, struggling. I've done 9 to 5, struggling.
I've
done both. You won't struggle. Okay, there's going to be a point of struggle no matter what you do. So it's never okay, or it's never a point to knock somebody. For a second here, entrepreneurship became a fad. And then I feel like it shifted. And I'm going to tell you why. Okay. I feel like it was a fad for a second. And then with the pandemic, it became survival mode. I feel like people were like losing their jobs and I don't know what to do, but I know I need to make money. I'm good at this thing. Let's do it. You know, so I feel like it went from a fad to I gotta survive. And now we're in this weird place where like people are really trying to figure out, can I be an entrepreneur? Should I be an entrepreneur? Or should I go back to work? Or what should I do? But like you said before, all the jobs are necessary.
All the jobs
people are mad right now because they can't get their taco at Taco Bell because they only got 3 employees because they're necessary. Exactly. Those people are valued. Now you feel that they're there, you know. Now you feel their absence. Now you feel their lack of presence. It's like, oh, maybe they weren't as less than as I thought. You know, they are of value because now I'm missing them. And I feel like that's so important. When your journey is your journey, and what path you choose to walk is the path that you choose to walk. You could probably see somebody else on their path, but that does not mean that you're supposed to do what they do. If they jumping, that means because they see a hole. There's no hole right where you are. Why are you jumping? Why are you doing the things? You know,
don't jump.
Don't jump. People have to learn to mind the business that pays you. Let's transition a little bit because I wasn't the first, but I helped getting you into a new space, hosting, being a part of events in a whole new way, being the forefront, being the face, being the MC of these events. I remember very, very vividly because we done a lot of things together.
We've done some things.
The personified businesswoman.
Yes.
Was that your first hosting experience?
No, it wasn't. That was my first one where I didn't flub. The first time I had a hosting opportunity was with makeup artist Casey Barnes. She was Casey Davis then. She wanted me to introduce her to the people, bring her in. I had my notes and I was like this. Casey Davis, such and such. And I was like that. And I looked at everybody. Now, mind you, I'm a whole fool in person, right? But when you give me a job to do, I kind of overthink it because I want to do my best, right?
Yeah.
So I'm up there freaking out. And I was like, and I heard someone say a lone voice, take your time, baby. And I said, oh, God.
Oh.
And so I remember sighing. I read real fast through it and sat down. And I remember feeling in here, I felt like the Lord said to me, I'm going to put you in front of more people and on bigger platforms, and you're going to speak. And I said, I don't speak well. I slur my words sometimes. I stutter. And I don't know how I'm going to do this. And I got in the mirror and I started practicing. And I would practice words that tears my butt all to pieces, will eat me up. And I'm like, huh. And I would do that. And I would sit up and I would practice. Hello, everyone. My name is Melissa Daughtry, and I am here to talk to you about insert thing here. And I would continue to say, hello, my name is Melissa Daughtry, and I am. And today I still practice, and I'll get it for this. Hello, my name is Melissa Daughtry, and I am owner and operator of Cabot Artistry. I am here to tell you about my business and what it is to be a makeup artist. And I had to keep practicing that. And I was practicing in the mirror, and I was talking to AJ. AJ, look at mommy. Okay, stare down. Okay. Hello. My name is no, don't look at me like that, but okay. Yeah, no, try again. Okay. My name is no, okay. And then anxiety. Let me go get a drink of water. And I had to do this. I practiced and I come up with scenarios. All right, Melissa, it's 300 people in this room. What are you gonna say? And from that day, the day that Casey threw me in there, I was like, oh my God. And I practiced. And so when Jelana asked me to do the personified businesswoman, and she started telling me the amount of people that were going to be in there, no, ma'am. I was like, And dude just said, what you gonna do is you gonna host. That's what you gonna do. That was her. She pushed me, do it, and I practiced, and I cried, and I practiced, and I practiced those hard words, and I tried not to stutter, and I tried to slow my brain down. And so when I got out there, I had my note cards, and I said, "Be with me, Jesus," and then that was it. I just let loose, and I don't remember anything. When I did your event, I practiced, and I cried, and I practiced, and I cried, and I said, "Okay, Melissa, don't eat too much because if you get gas, it's gonna be a wrap. Sit up, don't sweat because you sweat like a man. Get yourself together. Talk to the people." So I start talking to everyone. Hey, how you doing? Let me hug you. Okay. And I just kept trying to put myself, I was like, I gotta do this for Lindsey. I gotta do this for Lindsey. Okay. And so when I got up there, I remember certain things, but I don't remember because I checked out. And ever since then, I've been on different platforms, talking about, just my experience, uplifting people, talk shows and stuff like this. And I never thought God said He was going to do it, but you don't know what you'll find. Your little man, your mind be thinking like, okay, God, I'll speak at church. I'll
Right.
speak at church and talk to the children. I'll
Like,
keep
nah,
doing that.
nay,
And
nay.
right, but I didn't think that He would open up so many doors for me. So yeah, ooh,
It
child.
listen to me. So when I was planning the sisters brunch, right?
Come on, yeah.
I was going through it and I'm like, okay, this is what I wanted to be. This is what I wanted to do. But now, my biggest thing was what I wanted it to feel like. Because like I told people, like, this is my heart in tangible items. This is as much as I can show y'all love with things.
Yeah.
And like more than I can tell you, I'm going to do all of it. And I was like, I need the person that's going to tie it all together, that's going to bring it all together, that's going to make everybody feel like home, that's going to make everybody comfortable, laugh, they're relatable. And I'm going like my wheels are literally spinning. And we were I don't know what we were doing, but we were at the venue and you walk through the door and God was like, there you go.
Good gosh almighty.
And I was like, thanks, God. Listen, let me talk to you
Hey.
real quick. It was so crazy because I was literally racking my brain. I'm thinking of all the people that I knew. I'm like, you could just host it yourself. I was like, no, I don't want to host it myself. I wanted someone else to do that. I wanted another face to be up there because it wasn't about me. I wanted my sisters. And I was like, so I had to call on my sister, and you did so amazing to the point that people were talking about you after the fact. People were like, that's your host right there. She got to come back next year. She got to come back and do it again. Like, that's your person. That's who you need. And I was like, yeah, it sure is. It sure is. As far as the sisters brunch is concerned, I know who's hosting my sisters brunch all the time. It was, and you did.
Okay.
You were funny. You were heartfelt. You were personable. You were all the things. You got people excited and engaged. Like, you made the brunch what it was supposed to be. It wouldn't have been as successful as it is without you. I believe that wholeheartedly. I know it. I know it to be a fact. So in front of all the folks, I'm telling you, sis, like, that is a thing. And it's always so funny that those hidden gifts, those things that we don't really know are inside of us, those things that we're like, that's not me. That ain't me. Right. That's not what I do. I know other people who do it real well. And you look at it and say, you want me to do what? But you never know what people see in you. And people can see things in you that you would never see in yourself. People see potential that you would never see in yourself. And when people ask, I know for me, when people ask me to do things that I've never done before, yeah, okay, let's try it. Let's see, because you just don't know. You don't. And you could never tell me that you stuttered or that you stammered or that you spoke low or that you were not personable. I would never believe you saying that to me because I've seen you interact so many times. I've seen you in front of crowds and I've seen how you move. I would never in my life guess that used to be you. Because you don't, you hide it well, baby girl. You hide it real well. And I'm just letting you know you about that life. Like, yes, ma'am.
Oh, thank you. But I can't take full credit. I'm just being obedient. And if God says I can do it, then I can do it because he knows me better than anybody else in this whole wide world. Mm-hmm. And so it was when he told me, okay, well, this is what you're going to do. And I was like, no, I don't want none of that. I don't want that oil. I don't want none of that Earl Jesus. I don't want none of it. And so I don't want that mantle. Don't you put it on me. Oh, you going to put it on me? Oh, shoot. It's a little heavy. Here we go. Oh, a little lopsided here, And it's when y'all push me out there and it's like, my heart is to make sure that I represent you well and your brand well, because if you give me a vision, I'm going to run with it. And that's me going back to what we were talking about when we come to servant leadership or a form of servitude. That is I feel like that's my superpower. I want to help. Yeah. I want to help you. If I wouldn't have been speaking, I would have been back there helping somebody, plates. What do I need to do? I can take this skirt off, put on some basketball shorts, and I can get in the back and help serve. All right, hello, welcome to Lindsey's event. I will be serving you today. Lindsey, when you get a waitress? I didn't get no waitress.
I ain't got no waitress. What you talking about? I didn't hire any.
Right, and I'm like, what is Melissa? That's me, because I want to help. I want to do something for you. It's not what you can do for me. I want to pour into you. What can I do for you? Listen. And so that was the whole purpose of all of this. Is just I want to help. I want to be helped.
That's you though. I can name 1,000 times, but I remember specifically at the last Achi luncheon. We were there. I saw you moving. You were going back and forth, and then I saw you come sit down. And you sat for a second, and you looked around, and then you sat up. And I was like, "What's wrong?" And you were like, "I need to be doing something." And I was like, "Okay." And you're like, "I'll be back." And you disappeared. And the next thing I knew, you was passing out papers for somebody. And I'm like, who gave you papers? What are you doing? How did you?
Girl found them. I don't know.
But that's you. Like every time I see you, no matter what you have on, how dressed you are, how ready and made you are, you will kick off those shoes so quick and be there for people and do all the things. And I feel like that is important. I've said it before and I'll say it again. You never lose from giving. You never lose. You never miss out. It's never a loss. You gain something, you gain experience, people see you, people bless you just because you're serving, just because you're giving, just because you're being of service. Things come out of nowhere. I can call in favor on favor on favor because I'm there for people.
Right.
If you call my line, I'm going to pick up, and whatever you need, I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. And because of that, people are there for me. People will return it tenfold. Like,
Thanks.
You give all the good things. You give all the good things. You are always there. You are always joyful about it. Like you serve with gratitude.
Yeah.
You serve with joy in your heart, and it's evident. It's not like you watch, you see people sometimes like, oh yeah, I help. I don't really want to, but I do it.
Like, I guess since I'm here.
I'm like, doggone,
I mean,
but you, ma'am, very, if ever, I'm trying to think of a time, and I can't, that you just give so freely of yourself, enough of your gifts. And I remember very specifically, I had to speak at Year of the Female Boss. I was one of the panelists, and my sister was booked, and I'm like, Lord, what am I going to do? I mean, I can put on some foundation, and I can do the little thing, and that's about all you're going to get out of me. I was like, oh, let me call Melissa. And we were texting back and forth, and I was like, you told me your price, and I was like, I'm not the type of person that's trying to get something for free. If I can't afford it, I'm going to say I can't afford it. And at that time, I could not afford it. I was like, you know what? I appreciate you and everything, but I can't afford that right now. I'm not taking your coin. Like, I'm not going to take out your pockets. We out here. And you text me back. You was like, come get this work. Yes, you want me there at 7, 8 when you want me to be. Let's go. And I was so grateful because I was literally like, dog, I wanted to make a good impression. This was one of my first big events that I remember. And I was like nervous about it, but now I'm like, dog, now I'm gonna look crazy in the face because my makeup ain't gonna be right. If I try to do the wing, this wing gonna be bigger than this one. It's not gonna be right.
But you got to think about this too. I was nervous too because, baby, come back to follow is your sister. And I know how she be, them brows be like, bing, and that under eye be like, bing. And I said, oh, God. Oh, God. And I was sitting there, and I'm going to tell you, that brush, I was like, okay, God, please don't let this under eye crease. Don't let this. And I was sitting there like, Lord, God, I need help. Oh, Jesus, I need help. God, because it was like, but my heart was just, what could I do for you? Mm-hmm. I think I want to say this real quick before we move on. The biggest investment you can make in your business is to give. Mm-hmm. Whether you're giving your tithes to your local church, that's another thing. That's if you do it. That's if you do it right. But whether you give your tithes to your local church, whether you give your first fruits or tithes to someone that you revere and you say, because God honor that as a form of giving as well. That's in the word. Mm-hmm. Or you sow your time to a shelter. A lot of people don't know I will out my services. And that's not for somebody to come in my inbox and ask for something for free because I'm going to say no. Right. And that's not me being ugly. It's just, that's not where I am right now. But I will out my services. Mm-hmm. And I will say, come. Because I don't want anything back. Right. You were mandated to do something. I'm going to deposit in you. I'm going to invest in you. Come over here. And like you said, come get this work. Yeah. It's the best investment you can make for your business. If you are not giving, you need to give. Yeah. It's not all. How are you going to get? How are you going to receive? How are you going to receive if you don't give? How? It's me, a girl like this. Like what you gonna do? And the thing, so just piggyback off that, I was listening to I don't even know who was speaking. I was listening to a talk, and the guy was like, I had to go through my closet
and take out all the things that I didn't use anymore. And I put them
Right.
all in a bag and I took them to, the shelter or whatever and gave them away. And I went back home and I looked in my closet and there was nothing there.
Sure.
He's like, but I had room for new.
Come on.
I had room for all the things that I wanted now. He's like, I couldn't make room holding on to those things that no longer served me, but I could bless somebody with those
Yeah.
things. I
Yeah.
could give them to someone who needed them. And then in turn of doing that, now I have room for growth. I have room for more. I have room for abundance. I have room for all the things that I needed room for while blessing somebody else. Sometimes we hang on to things for so long because I'm gonna be able to fit this later. I'm gonna be able to do this later. I'm gonna be able to do this. No. And all you're doing is taking up the space that's meant for something else. You're taking up space that's meant for something new. You're taking up space that's meant for something better. Holding
and the
on.
stuff that you're holding on to is gonna spoil.
It's
gonna spoil. Hold on to some old food. Cook something now, and then wait and don't warm it up and don't do nothing to it for a whole week. Come back this time next week and see what happens to that food. You gonna try to eat it in?
Right.
You can't do anything to it.
It's not good for you. It's not good for nothing around.
Exactly.
It smells. It's disrespectful. Nothing. It serves you no purpose. When you give of your services, when you give of yourself, you always get it back tenfold. You always get it back tenfold. I'm not telling you something I've heard.
Come on.
Okay? I'm telling you something I have lived through time and time and time and time again.
Right.
Okay. Can we talk real quick about Kabod?
Oh, child. Okay.
And where that name came from and what it means.
You gonna ask me that right here?
Yeah. We're gonna switch real fast. Kabod.
Okay. So when I came up with the name Kabod Artistry, I was still teaching. I was teaching at First Baptist Weekday School here in downtown Suffolk. And this is when I started out in makeup artistry. I want to say AJ was probably going on to. I want to say he was going on to. And I was like, I want a name. Makeup by Melissa? No. Beats by Melissa? No. And I said, I want something that someone is going to ask me about later. What are you going to say about, Makeup by Melissa? Okay, that's memorable. Makeup by Melissa. Okay. And I was at church during camp meeting. For those who don't know what camp meeting is pardon me, because I'm going to say it. Camp meeting is a white people version of revival. Okay.
There we go.
Okay. So revival for Southern Baptist, right? But camp meeting, which is like revival, and we had a minister to come, and he was preaching. He was talking about, God's divine DNA and how that starts with you, and how it all started in the Garden of Eden. And then he goes and he says, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and the earth was without form and void, and the Spirit of God hovered over the earth." And he said that word hover is kabod. And it means to brood, to stand over. And it's God's tangible, like you can put your hands on it. God's tangible, manifested presence that hovers and covers like an anointing. And the way how it was downloaded in my mind was, every time I touch somebody, I cover them. Every time I hover over them with my makeup brush, and I sit there with my palette and my talents, I'm covering them. I'm brooding over them with God's goodness and His love on
Mm.
me. And all His splendor and His glory and His excellence is all in that. It's all in Kabod. So the name is Kabod Artistry, and the tag is splendor, excellence, beauty. And that's all of that is encompassed in you because you are God's perfect creation. All of
Lord.
those things that God is being described in the Bible, and He's likened to this, and He's been talked about as being splendorous, wonderful, magnificent, beautiful. And the
Mhm.
Bible talks about how we were created in His image. It says that in Genesis first chapter. He says, "Let us make man to look like us."
Mhm.
So when I look at you, I see God. When I see your sister, I see God. When I look at my baby, when I look at my husband, when I see the people I used to work with, that's God walking around on two legs and got
Mhm.
hands and a head and all of that. And so that's all of that. Kavod. That's the name. It's Hebrew.
Yeah. That is beautiful.
Yeah. Okay, thank
Yes.
you.
Make you feel the
Whoa.
thing. Okay.
Whoa. Come
Ugh,
on, Jesus.
ugh, ugh.
Ugh.
Girl, listen to me. I love you so much.
I
If you
love you
didn't
too.
know, I'm telling you right now. Love you so much. Think you are so amazing. We got a few minutes left, so I have to ask you this question because
Yep.
it's the whole point. It's the whole reason. It's the whole why I do this. What is your greatest life lesson?
Something that my husband said that to this day I mumble under my breath because I hate it, but it slows me down. And he said, "This is a marathon, not a sprint."
Mm-hmm.
And I hate it. I hated it when he said it then. So I was like, "I want to do it now." And he said, "You got to take your time. I want to, you say, vote that thing. I want to do it. That's me. I want to flojo it, right?" But I remember watching track and field, and when they do like the long distance, and when they would do the sprints and it'd be done and it'd be over, but that's it. And then you watch the marathons, and them Kenyans be coming in, baby, honey, and they
Mm-hmm.
they run
Moving.
that them 26, almost 27 miles, baby, and they be coming in. And they've endured it. They've ran the race. They fought the good fight. They pressed through. And I'm like, I get it. So
Yeah. It's not a microwave society. It's not a
it's
microwave
not.
world. We want it to be. We want it to be so bad. We want it to be quick, quick, quick. I got the thing. I got the money.
Yeah.
I got the family. No. It's a
Right.
journey.
You
It's a
better take your
journey.
time.
Right.
You
Go too
better
fast, you
take your
gonna miss
time.
it. If you move too fast, you gonna miss it. And you gonna look up and be like, what happened?
You're going to
I
get something that you don't want, to be honest.
right. I don't want to miss it. I don't want to not experience it. I don't want to not have it. I want to see all the things,
Right.
feel all the feels, love as much as I can love, do as much as I can do, and be about the people. I can't do that going fast.
You're right.
You can't,
You're right,
you don't,
Lindsay.
there's seldom anything that you learn on the fly. Things that you're passionate about, things that take time, things that you have to hone in on.
Right.
You have to study
Right.
for long periods of time. I'm gonna study Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
Come
and then
on.
test on Friday. But I gotta study all those days. I can't just study on Thursday and think I'm gonna pass on Friday. I
Amen.
might, I, but if I study every day, if I put in the
Right.
work all the time, then I'm
All the
always
time.
ready. They handed me a mic today at work, and I was like, "Oh, y'all done messed up because this is my thing right here. This is what I do." Oh no,
This
I
is
got
my
you.
judge.
Worry about it.
This is
They're
my
like,
judge.
"Oh, you ready, Miss A?" Listen, you stay ready. You ain't got to get ready. I love me a mic. Don't pass me a mic. We up in here. What we doing?
Don't threaten
I
me with a good time.
Hello, hello. I tell you, me and Mike been best friends since I was 5. This is not a game. This is not even a playtime. I've been doing the work. When you do the work, when you put in the time, when you invest, when you focus, and when you know what your purpose is,
Right.
when you know what your why is, it'll manifest in so many different forms. Like you said, you were a servant. You serve people through makeup. You serve people through ministry. You serve these kids through teaching. You serve.
Yeah.
You serve. And that people don't understand how hard that is sometimes. Serving is not always easy. Because people like to make it hard sometimes. People like to test your patience and straddle the fence, and they want all the things and something for nothing. Yeah. Listen, we live very similar lives when it comes to service, so I understand completely. But man, you do it like no other. You do it so graciously. You do it so effortlessly, and you mean it. You're diligent. You're determined. You focus on that thing. Like you said, when people give you a task, you take it, and you don't take it lightly. You invest yourself into whatever task is given into you, and that, my friend, is going to take you places that I can't even fathom.
Thank you.
Great things. All the big things. All the wonderful things. All the things that you deserve are coming to you tenfold. And I'm just excited that I get to be nearby and watch with my popcorn. With my popcorn. I'm trying to be health conscious. That's not as many carbs, popcorn.
Right.
Please tell the people how they can reach you.
Y'all can find me. Little me. Okay, so if you want to see me cut up and that real stupid and outside myself, like, don't let these diamonds and pearls fool y'all. I am a whole nut. Do you understand me? I love God, but I'm silly. And I might say some things that I gotta repent for later. But I do keep it classy. I am a whole fool. So if you want to follow my personal page, you can follow me, Melissa Daughtry, MUA, here on Facebook. All right. But if you're trying to see what it do, what the brushes do, because I've been practicing and studying and working with folks and doing some things behind the things, right?
Yes.
You can find me on Facebook, Instagram. I'm still thinking about Twitter, okay? And TikTok at Cabode Artistry.
Yes, I love it. Please make sure you follow my good sis Liz. You like all her stuff. You subscribe, you comment, you share. Because she out here, okay? And she full-time now. So we got to get this money, okay? Be deposit ready. Be deposit ready with your deposit. Don't be inboxing and giving your deposit, okay? We out here.
Look, we out here in these streets, right?
I'm just saying. Deposit ready. Come on. You sit tight for 1 second. All my people out here, thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Lessons with Lindsey Live. Thank you to my special guest, my sis, Miss Melissa Daughtry of Cabode Artistry. Make sure that you follow her. Check out the app. Do all the things. And y'all make sure that you like and subscribe to the Facebook page and the YouTube channel so we can talk it up when we have these awesome lives. Thank you so much for watching, tuning in.
I was trying to figure out.
Listen, don't get me started because this camera throws me every time. Make sure that y'all come back next week and tune in for another episode of Lessons with Lindsey Live. Y'all have a great rest of your week, and I will see you later. Bye.
Bye.